Well, welcome to our ITEC seminar. Today I'm going to talk to you about ITEC, what it is to be an ITEC professional, and what it means to your career. Have any of you heard of ITEC before? Okay, alright. Well, ITEC has been around since 1947, and they started in England, and in Europe, aesthetics has been going, as we know, for quite a few years. And in 1947, 1945, back then, they even felt the need for an association, but not only association, but also standardizing education, so that whether you move between countries or even continents, the employer knew what standard you were taught at. Your aesthetic diploma from ITEC really is a passport to an international career, but it's even more than that. So it was founded in 1947, and the training and the use of therapy equipment, but now they have beauty therapy, which is aesthetics, they have sport, holistic, nails, makeup. They have many different tests. And ITEC has a very strong structure. It is a large organization, and the tests, they're in over 34 countries, and all the exams are sent from England, and they're sent back to England to be graded. So nothing is done in the schools. It is all centralized and localized, and that is how they've kept the standard. Also, the practical exams are done by a private separate examiner from ITEC. So I may prepare you for the exam, but I don't test you. And that's how they've made the standard. So whether you go to France or England or Ireland, and there is an ITEC professional in a spa, we've all been taught to the same curriculum. So that makes it very special. Why ITEC? Well, colleges registered with ITEC have achieved international status. So my school is internationally recognized. It has ITEC doesn't just take any school. You can't just say, oh, well, I want to be an ITEC school, and they send you a plaque for your door. You have to meet certain requirements according to your equipment and according to your training standards. And our curriculum has to, they have their curriculum set on their website, itecworld.co.uk, and we have to meet that standard. And the reason why how they'll know that we don't meet the standard is, quite frankly, if our students don't pass the exams set by them. ITEC qualifications are recognized by employers internationally. Most salons and spas overseas want you to have your ITEC certification to employ you. Because then, again, they know that you've been trained to a certain standard. Especially if you're traveling from country to country, and every country has their own sort of licensing boards or not. The employer knows when they're hiring somebody who's an ITEC graduate, they know exactly what they're getting, which is very helpful to salon and spa owners and resorts and cruise lines overseas. ITEC qualifications are government accredited in Australia, South Africa, and England. They've used that as their accrediting to know that the standard is the same. So more and more countries are adopting ITEC as a standard. ITEC qualifications have proved themselves to be robust both in syllabus and the method of testing. What they mean by that, it's not just about sanitation and safety. It's sanitation and safety with your skill married together. And they scrutinize, when the examiners come out to the school, they scrutinize not only the quality of your ability through the testing process, but they also scrutinize my school. I also get graded on how we facilitated this exam and what we need to improve each time to make the standard as high as everybody else. ITEC qualifications are easy transportable. Regardless of what country you go to, and your ITEC qualification stands. You never have to renew it. You never have to pay a fee to renew it. So the ITEC exam is with you for a lifetime. Your certificate and your badge is always there, and your student number. So if you somehow lost your badge or your certification, they can send you another one, because you're on their records for life as being an ITEC esthetician or massage therapist or makeup artist, whatever exams you take. ITEC qualifications are transparent. You know exactly what you were tested on. The syllabus is online. The syllabus, the qualifications, the outlines are all online, that you can go and see exactly what you'll be tested on. as far as the written goes and the practical. There are no mysteries. Even the grading system, how many marks you get for each section is itemized. So you know exactly how to meet those specifications. No mystery, and very transparent. Accreditation of prior learning is valuable. So we have, ITEC has beauty therapy, complementary therapy, sports therapy, hairdressing, 750 registered active colleges all over the world in 38 countries. ITEC currently conduct 35,000 examinations per year. That means 35,000 exams go back to England and where it's graded. So the mailman brings my ITEC exams sealed in envelopes. And I have to have a facilitator, a vigilator, open it. That's not an esthetician, and sign that she's opened it and that she tests you. I'm not even allowed to be in the room during your theory or in the room during your practical. I've prepared you for both, but then it's kind of you are being judged for your, tested for your knowledge and skill level, and you need to stand alone. And that's how they can prove that you've actually done the work. Because having, 38 countries to manage, they need to know that what they're testing in Russia, in China, in Japan, and in America, and all these countries, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, Korea, the Philippines, India, Bangladesh, United Kingdom, Ireland, Spain, Gibraltar, Portugal, Malta, Norway, Cyprus, Russia, Latvia, Bahrain, Qatar, Dubai, South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Uganda, USA, Barbados, Canary Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, and Canada. They all have ITEC schools, and they're all managed by England. And they all have to meet the same standards. So everything I teach you here is being taught in every single one of those schools. It is accredited by the Department of Education in, like I said, in England, in the UK. So they have to have specific standards. And it's accredited in South Africa and in Ireland, Hong Kong. So they really are trying to have global standards, Australia and Singapore. Just like in this country, we're trying to standardize the licenses between each state, and the NIC is doing a good job of standardizing testing. Well, we've been doing this on a global realm since 1947. So most schools overseas run, there's only 2 or 3 of these international organizations that are recognized. And that's also important for the student to know, because when you go to other facilities and they say that they're giving you an international certification or a national certification, you need to question who is it recognized by. And when you go around the world and you mention these 3 different certifications, they are recognized, they are known, and it's been around. And that's important because you are putting value in your education. You must remember that we have a license. I have a licensed esthetician, I'm a licensed esthetician instructor. So on my license it says LE and LEI. But behind my name I have 2 other certifications, CIDESCO and ITEC. And most schools run those certifications together. It's just like if you are in accounting or in the medical field, you go and get your master's or your bachelor's or your PhD or your doctorate in something. Well, as far as aesthetics goes, how do you get your master's? How do you get your doctorate? Well, the only way to do that